What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another episode of CGX Cast. This is episode 65. We got some good stuff to talk about. I know I say that a lot, but we really do. We have some mini roadmap from Google Stadia, which we'll kind of breeze through and see what our take is on there. Google Stadia gave us a pretty meaty blog post and want to talk about that as well. So again, Stadia love here for sure. We're going to talk about GFN. As you guys know, this is Thanksgiving. We saw them do this last year to where when Thanksgiving came, they give us a little post, but then we're hearing some people in Europe are getting emails about the 3080 coming to Europe pretty soon. So we'll talk about that and see how people over the pond are feeling about getting so close to getting the 3080 rig. Amazon Luna, if you guys didn't know, is supposed to be having a presence at the Video Games Award. So we're going to speculate what we might see from them. Also, to give us the blog post as well. So we'll take a look at that and see if there's anything juicy that gets us excited about Amazon Luna. And then Xbox Cloud Gaming had some games released, and so we'll talk about those games and see if anyone on the panel is actually playing those games. We decided to have the original cast here. It's been a while since we all just came on here and chop it up, talk about cloud gaming. So really excited to do this with the OG members. All right, so before we get into that, definitely check us out. I know I haven't been consistent with uploads, but we do have the audio form. If you guys have Anchor, use your favorite podcast platform, check us out there as well. If you guys like this content too, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to all the members channel. Also, share this if you're watching as well. All right, fellas, let's kick it off. How you guys doing? Let's start with the members and introduce the panel. Start with Monkey. That face is killing me, my dude. What's up, man? How you been? What you been playing? What platform?
I have been playing nothing at
Oh
all.
boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, so as you guys know, Halo killed my laptop last week. I got about 90 minutes worth of play and then it just died on me. So I had some issues to fix. Thanks again, guys, for taking over the videos while I was having those issues. And then just a busy week at work, so I haven't really been cloud gaming. What I have been doing is eating up all my data, playing the Nia mobile game right now. Just when I'm in bed at night or while I'm at work, I'm just killing it on that. So in terms of cloud gaming, not a lot really. There's nothing standing out to me that's came out recently. So I've given it a bit of a miss. Focused on this PC build, so that's taking up time, money, and all my excitement. I can't wait for the rest of it to get here. It's also killing the bank balance as well. But it's exciting. This is my first one. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get everything together. And it's an investment for the channel as well, because it's going to allow me to produce better quality content,
For sure.
and it's going to be more reliable. So yeah, in terms of games, not a lot this week. Sorry, guys.
No worries, no worries. So if you guys didn't know, Hell Monkey's been making all the content that you see with his laptop, and it was like RTX 1080, 1060.
No, so it's the first mistake is I bought a Dell, but when I bought the Dell, I wasn't actually supposed to be I wasn't really interested in making content. I was just running some of my old PC games. It was more capable. But then the new games come out and then I'm pushing it to the limit, rendering videos, etc., multitasking, and it's just not up to the task. So I don't want to waste money on a pre-build. Can't get anything that suits all the needs. So we're just going to build it ourselves, and only need a CPU and GPU, but they're the most expensive and the most difficult ones really to get a hold of. Yeah, so I'm surprised it's got me this far, in all honesty, to be fair. It is a Dell, so you can imagine.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good to have you back. It was good.
Thank you. I'm good. Glad to be back.
For sure, for sure. All right, man. Duncan, how are you doing today, sir? What have you been up to? What games? What platform?
I have been on my adventures over the last week, and I was actually playing some xCloud, I was playing some GFN, and I dropped into some Stadia stuff as well. The very interesting thing, I was playing some Forza Horizon on my mobile because I didn't have any stuff with me there to play it on the full screen, and I got a queue for xCloud, which was 5 minutes long.
Yes,
So
sir. I'm glad you said that. We should talk about that
So
later.
we'll talk
Yeah.
about that later. But it just goes to show you the variation in crowd. I was away just over the hell, I mean England, and we were, and I was
Oh
playing
man.
across all the different platforms, and the variations from where I normally stream from is just phenomenal. GFM was running flawless for me. XCloud was iffy, and Stadia was unplayable for me. And usually it's just the variations are because xCloud, basically all of them run fine for me over here, but over there the variation was just absolutely wild. So, game wise, I was on Forza, I was on Slay the Spire. What else did I jump into? I actually bought Death Stranding. What the hell?
Ooh.
What the hell's that game about? I'm like, well, what the? What is going on here? Like,
It's the walking simulator, man. You like simulators, so that should be up your alley, man.
it was the story. It was going, what's going
Yeah.
on here? But I'm going,
Oh
I'm saving.
man.
I've actually paused that until I get my 3080 rig of
Nice.
GFM, which again we're going to touch on shortly.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's been a fun week, and it just shows you how far cloud gaming has come because you can just jump between all these services. So it was actually really evident to me how great this is.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good to see you and the panel. This is a great question. Actually, Spooky, I can speak, but South Africa, man, any cloud gaming service there available? I don't think so, right? But we'll get to some questions. Stay tuned. I'll be pulling questions as the podcast continues. But let's check in with Holtz. How you doing today, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
Well, this week it's been a slow burn for me as well because I am being focused on cloud gaming because we're at the end of the year and I don't really have much games to rave about. So the only game I did actually test new this week was Rayman Legends on Stadia. I've got the Ubisoft
Mm,
Play, so I just jumped on that on my mobile and had a little quick go. So that's the only game I've been playing, apart from Forza Horizon 5, which is my go-to again for podcasts and music. But I was focusing more this week on like Black Friday sales to see what I can actually pick up for the cloud. So in
right.
the end, I picked up them Shield TVs that I said I was not going to
Ooh.
get because last week I was not happy that they never came to like the LG TVs. So I
Yeah.
just had to accept that if I
Yeah.
wanted to go forward for the next few years, I need these hardware. So I just went out, got them on a Black Friday sale, set them up, and yeah, I'm all running now. I'm just waiting for my new pre-order tiers to come through to
Nice.
see what my library can actually run on this service. So
Yeah.
that was me this week.
Cool, man. Yeah, a lot of people were hoping that the Shield TV Pro went on sale for Black Friday, but the Shield TV, I mean, it's not the best, but if you want to experience that 3080, 4K, 60 FPS, and it can run Stadia pretty well, it's actually not bad for 129, and that was the
Well,
pricing in the
Well,
US.
here we had the Pro going on sale by like $40. So
Whoa.
it was still like a good little sale, but I couldn't justify the hardware. I couldn't justify the upscaling because I've got all that on my TV side.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
didn't feel like I needed a bigger, huge box when I can just go for more the form factor if I wanted to move around the house to play GeForce now.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. But dag. Y'all got sale on Pro. I know a lot of people here was asking. They had a sale last year, but didn't have a sale this year. But
But I was just really paranoid every day, just keep $10 keep on getting shaved off the device, and I was waiting and I just felt like I'm
man,
bleeding money, yeah, just for waiting a day. But I was still happy with my setup. So
right, right, good stuff, man. It's always good to hear what people end up buying Black Friday. But good stuff. Good to have you on here, Holtz, for sure. GTP, sir, how are you? What have you? I think I know what you've been playing. But what
Oh,
have you
man.
been doing lately,
See,
man?
this is why I didn't play New World, because it destroys everything. I've not done anything for the channel. I think I've made 2 videos in a week,
Yeah.
because it's just been all Halo, Halo, Halo. And what really scares me is I don't even have the campaign yet. I don't even have the full multiplayer yet. We're still in beta with the limited
Yeah.
modes, limited maps,
Yeah.
and and I know it's not just me. I know so many people that
Oh,
they
yeah.
go to sit down in the game and it's just like Halo
Yep.
to Halo to Halo.
Yep.
And it's everything I've been waiting for, at least so far, since Halo 3. So that's been my game. Like I said, I think I played 10 hours on Thanksgiving in between eating and everything else. I love the new event and how they're working that, how they're spreading that out.
Yeah.
I like how everything in the game so far is a little bit of work, but very obtainable to anyone. Whether you're hardcore grinding or you're a little bit casual, you can still earn everything, and they're giving you plenty of time for everything. So I really like the balance so far with Halo.
Yeah.
And that's really been all I've been playing. I will say there's issues that need fixed by the time the beta comes out, and this is the first I'm hearing about Hellmonkey's computer. Normally I would be up on that stuff, but I haven't been paying attention. This game is tough to run, even on my PC. Like it's a pain. I struggle to get 50 FPS on an RTX 2060 at lowest possible settings, and still running hot. And on the Series X and Series S, there's problems with crashes, disconnecting your controller, drift, disconnecting your headphones. So while I've played a ton, I've experienced all of these bugs repeatedly over and over again. And I wouldn't be surprised if the game hasn't fried some consoles or some other PCs as well, because there's definitely issues that are in there. So
Right. Good stuff, man. New World probably would have not been. I mean, you saw what it did to Chief. I can't imagine what it would have
Not
done
doing
to
it.
you.
not doing it. I did a couple videos. I'm out. I can't do it. You guys won't see me.
Oh man. Good stuff, though. Good to have you in here, man. Halo's a beast, man. They did it, and it's so cool to see how confident they were with the multiplayer to release it as early as they did. Man, gets you really excited for what the single play is gonna be like, you know?
Yeah, if you
But,
think about it, it's really smart too, because like they're getting all this stress testing
Yeah.
like crazy before
Oh,
the
yeah.
actual launch date, and I think they're going to be ready for December.
Oh
8th.
yeah. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. How about you, Ben? You back yet? What have
Yeah,
you been playing with? All right, go ahead.
I haven't done anything in the cloud this week. It's been mainly Halo. I did a lot of Halo with Jerry and with Joe and a few other friends, Dusty. We've been doing been putting a lot of hours into that together. And then Forza, did a few hours of that this week. But what really got me in was I picked up Guardians of the Galaxy on Amazon for like $30 for for Xbox. So I've played that for like 14 hours this week or something like that.
Damn. Okay. How you liking it?
I'm loving it. It's
Nice.
awesome. Everything Duncan said about it was right. Normally I'd say, take everything what he says with a grain of salt, but this one he's right.
Yeah, that game is incredible, man. Another game. So interesting. I'm hearing you guys say, November is here and not a lot of games, but this a huge back catalog of games that people can still jump back, like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a really good one. Kenna and New World, but yeah. Good stuff, Ben. It's good to have
There's
you.
a lot of great games. There's just not a lot of new great games on cloud
True,
right now.
true. We get so spoiled, guys. I mean, we can always go back and play those games, man. Like Kenna. I mean, speaking of which, go ahead.
I was personally crying on Black Friday because seeing them cloud sales across all platforms, some of these games I've not even finished. I'm going 50% off, 60% off. No. Why didn't I just wait?
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
I also picked up Resident Evil Village for $20 at GameStop.
Wow.
But I haven't played it yet, but I bought it because it was just like, all right, $20, I'll pay for that game. Whatever.
Yeah. Resident Evil is a great game. I only put 2 hours in, but it was great for what I played, man. Yeah. But good stuff, man. Good to see you guys picking up some sales in games. But we talking about catalogs. I went back to playing Tales of Arise, and oh my gosh.
I finally finished that game the other week.
Did you?
I'm not going to spoil it, but I finished it.
Was it a decent ending?
Oh, start to finish.
Dude.
Hands down, the best game
Dude.
I've played in the last few years.
So get this, right? I put in 12 hours. I thought it was a big shot, right? So I got to the part where I fought this boss, and this spoiler here, so block off if you don't want to hear it. But pretty much, there's a guy called Mask or something, and then like his mask broke, and you fight like this big old boss, hard, difficult boss. And I thought I beat the game, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought I beat the game, and it was like the intro was just kicking off. I was like, you gotta
Do you know what, Ace?
15 hours, man.
That's only the first. That's only the first realm.
I know.
You still got another 4 to go,
It's
and then
like,
there's more after
what?
that.
I was talking to
like,
Monkey, and I was
what?
talking to Monkey, and I was going, come on, it can't be this hard. I'm button bashing. My fingers were like literally bleeding from the first boss. I was going, this can't be normal.
I
It
know.
was so intense. But
I
guess-
know. Dang, that was a difficult boss. But yeah, only 15 hours is only the first chapter of that game. It's like, oof, man, but so good. So good, I'm not gonna lie. But cool stuff, man. Good to see you guys gaming all. Let's take a sec to say what's up to the viewers, the people who are watching. So Makers, good to see you, my dude. And we're gonna check that poll. We got 32 people on that poll. We'll talk about the results. I see some of you guys in the chat talking about it. But Zero Games for me, what's up? Good to see you. Calm, good to see you. Play Cloud, good to see you. 4K 120, good to see you. Yanto, I hope I'm not butchering your names. Good to see you. Sherman Gaming. By the way, I was checking out your recent Stadia video. You were encouraging people to get it for $22. That was a really hype video. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go take a look at it for sure. Makers, good to see you as well. You holy shnikes, no way. You just started Deathloop and you beat it already? Makers is a beast, bro.
Maker absolutely flies through the game.
Maker is a beast. I was playing with him in Halo and Chief, man. They were making me look like an amateur, man. It's crazy stuff.
Can I ask a quick question, Maker? If we're unmuted again, so we don't spoil Tales of Arise, let us know your thoughts on that game, because I haven't heard anyone other than PS fanboys saying it's any good whatsoever. I'm interested to hear his thoughts, so drop them in, please, my man.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Monkey? You hate me, PlayStation fanboys, and I've talked so much with you about it. PS.
Jay Smith, what up, man? Good to see you on here. Mister, good to see you. My dude, Michael Smith, good to see you. Ben, good to see you. All right, Ron, good to see you. Just going down the list. Duncan, I see you in here. But you're here. Also, I see Andy Mervs, good to see you. And Spooky, good to see. All right, let's kick this off, man. My goodness, again, I do have my show notes. Finally, I'm set. All right, we're going to start with Amazon Luna, guys. This, normally we have them last because it's really not much to talk about. But I feel like this week, actually, they give us a lot to talk about. So we got their December roadmap, right? We're going to be getting a game called Katana Zero, which I would say is a pretty decent game. There's another game called Disc Room. That's going to be in the Luna Plus channel. Spirit, you guys know this game. It was actually Stadia Pro game. It's actually quite decent. It's going to be on the family channel. And then they give us a hint about the Game Awards. They say got even more luncheon during the Game Awards and will announce others coming soon to Luna at the show. Tune in December 9th to the Game Awards. Let's speculate, y'all. This is fun. This is fun. All right, so we're gonna open this up. All right. Well, actually, no. We'll call them people. Let's start with Duncan here. What do you think we'll see? What do you think this means? Like, is this for them to make? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, for them to make this announcement in the blog post, I mean, they referenced the Game Awards twice. I thought, sometimes I'm trying to just temper my expectations with the cloud, but I don't think we've seen Luna hype something up like this, right? They normally just don't drop things and we all just get excited about it. But they're saying tune in, right, to the Game Awards, and we'll announce other games coming soon at the show. They say even more is coming, and then we'll announce more at the show, right? So go ahead.
I'm going to think that they're going to launch 2 channels.
2 channels.
We know one of the channels. They've already announced that channel.
The retro?
The retro channel is
Okay.
correct. I think we're going to get a big name publisher drop on there as well. I do not think it's the expansion because the timing, what time the Game Awards are on. It's like, it's like well after midnight over here, isn't it? If I remember right, it's pretty.
No. It's early evening for us, Duncan. I think about
It's
6 or
late
7.
for us, I would say, right? Let's
I thought it was like after midnight for us.
let me pull up the time. Keep
I
going.
thought it was.
though.
I thought it was around like noonish our time, like like
Yeah,
11 or
12,
12, like
12:30 in the morning.
Pacific. Is it
12:30
Pacific?
a.m.
AM.
GMT. So I think that would probably be the wrong place to announce an expansion for Europe. You might get Canada, but you might miss out a fair number of people if they do something there. So I think it's just going to be more channels, maybe a big banger coming there, something completely out there, something maybe at the Call of Duty level. Could you imagine that? They signed a deal with Activision to bring that. Even though what's going on in Activision, we're not talking about that, but I'm just saying that it's something pretty big.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to touch Activision right now with everything they have going on. Activision and Call of Duty used to be like the big franchise and big publisher, but you see all these other, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony all like saying bad, so I don't know.
But I do think I was just putting that sort of level. Something I think there's going to be something quite big there as makers, because you don't type something going to the Game Awards unless it's something pretty substantial.
Right. Okay. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. But what are your thoughts on the games that they bring into the platform for December? Again, we have Katana Zero, Disc Room, and Spirits.
Nothing really exciting for me, but again, it's one of these things with Luna is they're just constantly adding it. It's your $5.99 a month. You just pay for it. It's your subscription. And they're not taking games away as yet, so it is all pretty. It's just nice. It's good to have more games there, but it's nothing groundbreaking for me or anything like that.
True. Someone's saying Spirit is game of the year here. Love it. All right, let's get to you, host. What's your take on this news?
Do you know? I'm good to hear. It's good to hear that the padding of the family library is definitely. I think it's a younger audience. They're definitely going with this service. I think they want to bring Luna to the forefront by customers and family members who actually use the Amazon Prime ecosystem. So what I'm expecting this Game Awards is to see them bring more games like SpongeBob, Paw Patrol, the kid friendly games, especially like Little Fighters and all that stuff. I think that's what they're going to go for, and I think that is going to get more younger audience to actually check what Luna's all about. So maybe do a little test with a native app, bring some child-friendly games that you can push it, and I think people will subscribe to it to see what happens. I can't see them bringing any of games that over 18. I can't see them bringing any games that I would recently mention, but I can actually see them just bringing child-friendly games and maybe games from maybe 2 years ago that roughly anything under 12. I think that's what they're going to bring.
So for Katana Zero, highlights rated M, mature 17. I'm just playing with you, but yeah.
But I've got like Spirits as well, so that's what I was thinking. I was saying like they're going to bring the new Smirts game. They're going to bring this. They're going to bring that. I think they're going to bring the publisher that I would want to see on there would definitely be Bandai Namco, and they support and publish and develop more family-friendly games. So,
okay, fair enough. GTP, what's your take on this, man? What do you think we'll see with this announcement?
All right. Well, first off, for the games, I think obviously it's nothing major, right? Few add-ons for the channels.
Right.
I said last week that I mean Luna's going to be kind of sleeping a little bit for the remainder of the year. I think we see more movement next year, especially now being what time of year that we're into. I was kind of surprised by the December 9th Game Awards announcement. So obviously they have something they want to bring to the table. I would not get too excited because we do know Luna is in a very small world right now and they're only doing certain things. So I would say the retro channel that everybody's been talking about, I think that's the main thing we see is that Antstream or whoever is going to be coming to there. Because we saw Antstream put their package up on the Epic Game Store. They own licenses to most of all those old games now. Like, they were very smart the way they built that retro service. They own all the rights to those old games. So if someone like Luna wants to bring a channel with those type of games, they're going to have to do it through Antstream. So I think we see like an Antstream retro type channel come. But I don't know about a second channel yet. Maybe we'll get something else. I don't think they make any big game announcements or anything major that we're going to want to see at the awards. I think we see the one channel and maybe something else.
Okay. So we'll get to Ben here. There is a question that I do want to ask you guys about this, but let's get to Ben's take on here. What are your thoughts about this announcement from Luna?
I mean, the games are okay. Like, they're nothing anything fantastic yet. I know my daughter will love the Spirit game because she loves the show, and I don't have Pro, so she hasn't played it on Stadia at all. I know Katana Zero is rated really well. I know it's on Game Pass and all that stuff too. Like, people tend to like it. I haven't played it yet. As far as the Game Awards, like, I feel like people expect it to be EA because it would be easy because they already have a subscription like style. But I feel like the smarter thing to do, considering the type of games that Luna's been adding, would be either Bandai Namco or a Capcom. Just because Capcom has a lot of mix of kiddie-friendly games as well as adult games. Like, there's a big variety. It's not just, like Ubisoft. Like, most of the kids' games, like, or kid-friendly games, are kind of dumb. EA, it's kind of similar. I mean, you have like Plants vs. Zombies, but other than that, there's not a ton. And Capcom and Bandai Namco would have a whole lot more to offer in that regard to the type of customers that Luna seems to be trying to reach out to.
Yep, fair enough. So I'm hearing you guys say this speculation of a new channel. You guys again, we know the retro channel might be the channel, but apart from that, you think we're gonna see them announce a different channel? Is that?
I don't think retro is a big enough thing for them to be bragging about. Stay tuned to the Game Awards. I think that would be mainly like they're just at the Game Awards and just like, oh, by the way, we have a retro channel. But if they're announcing that they're going to announce something there, it better be something big. Otherwise, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. And I think the retro channel might be a day-and-date drop. What are your thoughts on that? Like, it drop. They'll be like, all right, this is, something we're working on. It's available tonight or today.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Like, when they announce it, I think it's going to be right away. I don't think they're going to make you have to wait a couple of months.
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this to them is kind of like what GDC was to Stadia in 2019. They need to take advantage of it. They can't just be there and not do something about it. Like, they need to be ready to do something.
That's big.
I don't know what exactly. It could be none of those things. It could be something totally different, but they need to take advantage of the fact that they're on a big stage like Stadia did with GDC.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. So, again, the joke has been, Luna's been sitting back and learning from Stadia's mistakes. And so if, the overpromising, overhyping things, is an issue, wasn't an issue for Stadia, right? Hopefully they've learned from that and, not hype things up that they're not going to back. I mean, this is bold. This is huge. Reference Game Awards twice and saying stay tuned. So anyway,
I feel like if they're not going to do any of those, then the only other thing I can think of that they would do would be come out of beta, open up all the way to Europe, or be free for Prime members. That would be pretty big to announce free for Prime members at the Game Awards, and just all Prime members can have it within their territories. Then that would be huge, and that would be like a massive launch. Like they wouldn't need to do anything else. That would be huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
We're like missing one little piece here in a way. Like we're all speculating how big of an announcement we could get or what they might come up with. And while I think we're not going to see a lot, I think we see a channel and a presentation of what the service is. I think their presence just to begin with at the Game Awards, being cloud, you know what I mean? Being a cloud gaming, like going, just being there and saying, hey, we're Luna. This is what we do. We added the retro channel. Peace. We're out. That's all they would really have to do. Their presence alone is a big statement for their plans moving forward.
It's true. Yeah, good point. And again, right, Google Stadia, people tend to forget, made a heavy presence at, what was it, the
2019 GDC.
2019 GDC, not VGA. They were there. Remember with the commercial with the stoners?
Yes, we turned up with that, and it was a big laughing joke, and that's something which Luna needs to be sort of careful about. If they're announcing something, the retro channel is cool. I don't think that would get laughed at or anything like that. It would be something to get something interesting, and that is where the fine line is. You don't want to turn up and say you're dropping, and no disrespect to these games like Paw Patrol or all these family games at the Game Awards, because that is not the audience for that. You need to be dropping something which is semi-relevant there. But it's just really, really exciting. And just want to touch on this. Jerry came up with them being there is a statement of intent. It absolutely is. And I think you've actually seen the statement of intent of Luna over the last, I'm going to say months, but you've seen it really step up over the last couple of weeks with the influencers out there. You've got the kind of funny people really pushing Luna. You've got all this. You've seen the Black Friday deals being sent out by everybody. They are trying to get people interested in Luna, and that's what you want to see out there and hustling to get stuff.
Yeah, the other thing to mention, this show, they mostly start off with like giving awards to streamers, right? So if streamers see here, Dr. Disrespect, before he got in trouble, let's just say that, right? He was voted the best streamer at this event, right? So streaming's huge. So maybe they make that tie, maybe they make that connection with, streaming, Twitch, being live or whatever, pushing that even at this show. But yeah, like you guys are all saying though, this is exciting. And again, the presence here speaks volume more than anything, But yeah, let's check in with Monkey though. Haven't heard from you. What are your thoughts here?
No, I'm still alive. I'm just listening to everyone else's opinion on this. I think Luna is by far and away in the weakest position in the cloud gaming space right now. They're still in beta. They don't have a wide range of games, to sort of draw in the hardened gamer. So like I think it was Duncan was saying there, they don't want to mess this announcement up, whatever it may be. And just let me tell you, I am not expecting much whatsoever, because as I read the blog right now, it says, and we've got even more launching during the Game Awards. That's in terms of games. And they will announce others coming soon to Luna at the show. So that tells me the type of games that we see at the Game Awards, these are the best in the field, barring Back 4 Blood being in the best multiplayer category for some strange reason, but that's another topic altogether. I expect some big games to be coming. Relevant games that are out right now. I don't expect to see anything like Disc Room or, DreamWorks or, as we've said before, these types of games. So I'm expecting that, and I don't think that's, illogical of me. In terms of big announcements, I don't see EA channel. I don't see Activision channel. First of all, Activision ain't anywhere near any cloud platform. I wish someone would just burn that company to the ground, because they've been fobbing off gamers for years and their employees. Absolute shit show of a company, to be quite frank. And EA, I just don't see EA putting a channel on there. They're heavily invested with Xbox. They've brought a few games to GeForce now. The launcher is absolutely dreadful, so I don't see that working very well with Luna and the way that they go about that. They're still trying to work out a new launcher, which is still in beta too. They even had their own cloud space. Yeah, look, I expect some better games than we've seen, and I expect the retro channel, which I think that's a given because it was announced not so long ago. Other than that, nah, I'm not holding my breath, and I still can't play it, so I don't really care, in all honesty.
Yeah, true. Good point. So there's still some stuff that we know that it's coming to this platform that's not here yet. Again, 4K support is something that teased, right? You see it on the homepage. 4K is coming soon. Little things like little features, something that Stadia did this year is they did a good job like adding and implementing these little features. So even that alone, right? 4K support, be playable on more devices. There's still little cleanups that they can do to even make this platform more appealing. And even if we get just that,
I mean,
that's
I
good
agree
too.
that those push Luna forward, but while it's still in beta in America only, and also the fact that they are not Game Awards announcement worthy, in my opinion. If you're at the Game Awards, although the presence there is superb, as Jerry said, that in itself is fantastic, the amount of people that's going to watch the Game Awards is ridiculous,
Yeah.
but it's a certain type of people. So if Amazon Luna comes in here, oh, look at our cloud gaming. Cloud's already such a niche market in the gaming industry. It's 1% business here. The types of people watching this, first of all, don't really care for it. Second of all, certainly don't care that they can play Lucky's Dream World Big Adventure in 4K
What?
on the Samsung S3, whatever. They don't care about that. They want to see a Tales of Arise or
Yeah.
a Deathloop style game. I say Deathloop, that's not even Game Award worthy either, to be fair. They
Or
want to see
New
these
World.
types of games. Or New World's still
Yeah.
not on there. Again, that is not a Game Awards worthy. It should already be there. The company, you made the game, get it on there.
Yeah.
That's another thing as well. That's still not on there. Come
Right.
on, seriously.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna see 4K support. The reason why, again, we're gonna see, I think, a new advertisement from Amazon Luna, and they're gonna be pushing the service. Gamers these days, they're picky, right? So if they
Yeah.
push in 1080p with a new marketing trend, that's not gonna get people hyped, right? So I think we're gonna see a new trailer, and I think we're gonna see 4K support. I'll be shocked if they push this service to the masses at the VGAs without 4K support. So these little features, I think matter in a way if they want to be taken seriously. But yeah, don't want to spend too much time here. But the other thing to consider, right? We know Chorus is the game that's coming out for Stadia, and we heard that's coming to Luna same day release, right? So again, that might be another thing they throw in here. Same, being able to purchase games. We don't know what that's going to look like. Are they just going to get this on the Luna Plus channel? Again, this is a brand new game. What, like $40? Or are they going to allow you to purchase games same day release and play it on Luna? So that's also, going to be another thing to look forward to. Again, these little features, these little things, I think can go a long way with pushing the service. And if they're gonna try to push it to the masses at the Game Awards, they better have some of this stuff in place, man. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's funny you mentioned people being picky, Ace, because like I almost bought Resident Evil Village on Stadia. Like I really, really considered it. But I figured that if I was going to do that, I was going to have to re-sign up for Pro to make use of it, because otherwise I'd be stuck with a shitty 1080p with no HDR. I'm like, why would I do that to myself just to get a Premiere, like a Stadia Premiere, like for free? That was the big attraction. Was like, I get Stadia Premiere for free, like with this, cool. And then I was like about to click the buy button. It's like, wait, it's going to be 1080p with no HDR, very low detail. I mean, just going to be like regular, like boring. I was like. So I bought it, I found another deal that I could buy and play it on Xbox instead, because I was like, I don't want to pay $10 a month just to play this one game and make it look pretty.
Yeah.
But
yeah, true.
What you're saying matters. Like,
Yeah,
it matters to people that are looking, to gamers that are interested, like that they don't want to be, chained down to one service. Like they want to be able to jump around and play things wherever they want.
And again, this is the biggest stage, one of the biggest stage. Video game stage, and again, I think they're gonna come with it with the 4K. I'll be shocked if we don't see 4K. But anyway, Luna, it was nice, but I think we should move on, right? Anyone else have anything else to add to Luna?
No, please move on.
Okay, we're moving on. All right. So GFN. Duncan, right? You said Kelly got an email, right, stating that. So tell us more about that. What was that email? What did she get?
Kelly is getting charged for her 3080 on 3rd of December. So looks like things are heating up there. So it looks like the expansion is there. We've known about this for a couple of days now, that the 3080s seem to be getting pushed out into Europe. If you go to status.geforcenow.com, it actually tells you the different servers. The London server, which would be for the people over here in the UK, has had its 3080 switched on, or it looks like they're testing things and such like. Which is pretty cool. So that is some big news for people across the little pond, that 3080s are moving out to Europe, and it's not just the UK. I think it's Central. Is it Central Europe, or someone will correct me here?
Yes, yeah, it's Central Europe. So that's the Frankfurt servers.
Have also got the 3080 upgrade, so it looks like that's getting pushed out here. So if you're over here in the UK, Ireland, and maybe Central Europe, you may be getting emails about your 3080. They're going to be trying to take the money off you.
So that's good. It shows that this progress being made for you guys. I know Chief is really, he thought he was going to have it this week, so he was pulling his hair out the other day. But I know you guys should be getting it soon, so it's really excited and pretty cool to see Kelly getting that email as well. But yeah, anyone else? Holt, how are you feeling? Where do you stand with the 3080?
Well, I know it was coming when I pre-ordered. I know it was coming end of November, start of December. So hopefully, I get it mid-December to actually see what it's all about. I mean, I've just pre-ordered literally just last week, so I'm not expecting to be at the front of the line, am I? So hopefully, there's enough data space for me to actually play it. I won't be happy if my pre-order ain't met. I'll say that. So
you did pre-order. I thought you weren't. I thought you were in the fence with pre-ordering and not.
Because when I started saying about my games, the past few panels, it was always about my aspect ratios, and I was waiting for the native app on the TV display that I had, and I wanted to see what was running on the Series X browser. I just didn't want to pay for more hardware to see what it was. And then when I realized there was limitations on all these devices, and then GeForce Now said, listen here, you're only going to get this quality for a few years if you push towards the 3080. So I have to. Once I got that message in my head, I thought to myself, well, I want to play these games that I actually have, like Cyberpunk, kind of Marvel, Greedfall, and stuff like that. I want to play these games in the biggest fidelity that I can actually get hold of. So I actually pre-ordered the 3080, and I'm going to play on my telly in a 16.9 aspect ratio. So hopefully it actually wows me, and I can actually start playing some more games in 2022 on GeForce Now.
Nice. Good to hear.
But like I said, I was all up for Shadow Infinite at the start of the year, and I always wanted like one of the best graphics cards. And over the years, I just felt like loads of services fell short. But now, in today's days, I feel like I'm up to date with the messaging, how these companies are going to go forward. So I feel like my money was better just to be driven that way for the next few months.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you gotta let me know how that experience is for you. How about you, Monkey? How are you excited about it coming to you pretty soon?
100%. Because as much as I respect yourself, Jerry, Ben's opinion, you guys are across the pond there. It's all well and good hearing how good it looks, sort of seeing how good it looks on YouTube. But until you experience it for yourself, you don't, 100% know. And again, it could be completely different for me over here. Where I am. The London server is, 600 miles away from me. I'm usually getting, between 30, 35 milliseconds of ping. And it's more than playable where it's at just now on the priority tier, without a shadow of a doubt. So I'm just really interested to see just how much better it gets. And yeah, native 4K on the Shield. Because upscaling, as good as it is, it doesn't work for all types of games. And then I have to get into my TV settings and mess around with that because it has a game optimizer as well. And there, with GFN, you'll get loads of settings anyway to mess around with. So being, an avid PC gamer, it's not really a problem. But to not have to have another level of adjustments on top of there, you're just getting native 4K and with the HDR. Superb. Can't wait. Going to run back, test loads of games, test the ones that haven't been capped, and we'll take it from there. And hopefully, I can share my thoughts on it very soon. I'm excited. It's something new. They're pushing the boundaries. Literally, as we speak right now, it is the most powerful rig in the cloud. You can't say no to testing that out. You only have to try it if you can. And if it doesn't work for you, there's something else that's going to work for you,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from the northwest side of England, and when I done test, I thought it was either going to be Northern Ireland or France, my data center, and the Helmucky was saying no, it was London. So when I run the test, I'm running at just like 18 and less milliseconds. So it depends how close you are to the center or how your provider is going to get you this type of quality, should I say?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, man, you guys are getting close, and again, exciting stuff. Cannot wait to hear how this whole experience has been for you guys. So, good stuff. Keep us updated. How cool would that be for you guys if you guys get Luna and you guys get this 3080 same week, man? Right? It's like Christmas come early or late, if you would say, for you guys. But let's get into the games, man. Because as good as that news is, with you guys getting close to getting your 3080s, the games, I don't know, man. Fate Seeker 2, The Hunter, Ghost Runner, Legion's TD2. Thoughts?
I'll go first on this.
Okay.
As much as it seems like it's a week for
It's a
the
week,
vast,
man.
it is a week,
man. Are you serious? Go ahead.
For me personally, though, Fate Seeker 2 looks like a fantastic game, but it's Chinese language only. Really my type of game. The action RPG, very much story-driven narrative with a lot of meaning behind it. But again, it's stuck in the Chinese language, and I'm really disappointed about that. I hope that gets updated. I will pull the trigger on that. And Legion TD2 again looks like a game that I could enjoy from time to time. It's not a new game. It's been out for a wee while now. Just having the availability down the line, I might pick it up in the Steam sales, hop on because it's on GeForce now. It's not nothing I'm going to rush out and do right now. But nonetheless, yeah, The Hunter, Call of the Wild. I'm not interested. Someone will be, though. It's a day-and-date release. Ghost Runner, I feel like I've been saying that game's coming from every different platform for like the last 2 months on GFN, man. It's a good game, but it's just cannon fodder to fill a very weak week. It's came from another storefront. There you go. 4 looks better than 3, doesn't it? And it's actually technically 5 games this week. There was another one came the beginning of the week that wasn't in the blog. Oh, and it's passed up my name. It's not a big game. It is a... Oh, come back to me. I'll remember it if you come back to me. It's nothing special, though.
We're supposed to be getting Farming Simulator. Was that it?
So, no, that's actually another one. This is another game that's ran into an onboarding issue. And I firmly believe it's down to the software build that GeForce Now is running. It's supposed to have been updating it, the same reason other games haven't came. And it's just like, can we not run tests beforehand? I know they like to get the final build of the game on release day before onboarding, but surely you can test a beta version from the developers. If they've opted in, run a short test. You don't need to populate every server, they all pretty much run in series. Test it out. Let's find these issues before you announce things. It really annoys me. It's pretty much like Hulks. I like to know what's coming. I like to know where I can play these games, and I'll say, okay, I've had a really good experience here, so I'm going to buy that game to play here. And so if I wanted to play Farming Simulator 22, it probably would have been on GFN. Luckily, I don't. But some people like us may have been stung, expecting it to come, and now they're stuck there with a game that they can't run, or they've had to go look elsewhere where maybe the quality isn't as good. So, something that they definitely need to improve on.
Okay. Anyone else? I'm just gonna open it up. Come in.
I just totally agree with Monkey 100%. I was looking at my notes going, is he psychic or something? I just totally agree with him, because when I saw Fate Seekers 2, I was like, oh, this game is definitely my style as well. A big, huge top-down, bird's-eye view action RPG player. And I'm always harping on about that. I would love to see more of Eastern approach games that I never play. And the first thing I was saying is, I hope it's localized in English. I mean, it wouldn't bother me just like focusing through the menus with, I don't know, Google Scan Translate and seeing how I can get around because it's so dirt cheap. But I was like, this game definitely needs to give me some soft subs, because overall, I would really like to play it. I'm not really a hunter type person, and I really get frustrated with like tracking or like searching for clues for animals. So I was like, definitely not going to play that game. And yeah, overall, when I seen like games getting delayed, I was like, pitchforks and torches at the ready for not having day and date. Then I thought, oh no, seriously, come on, let's be honest here. I'd rather them delay games than actually have broken games on the service. There's nothing worse when a broken game comes to the service and affects the developer and the service. But like Monkey mentions, I'm the type of guy where you should have told me in advance that it was broken, and if I wanted to support the service, I would have waited. But if this game was for me, I would have just went to the likes of the competitors like Stadia and played it. So I'm hopefully they sort it out soon for people who want to support this, but overall they should have told us in advance.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll jump in here and say I've been expecting this. I think all their eggs at this moment in time are in the 3080 basket, and they're just trying to get this rollout as smooth as possible. I think we're going to see a less amount of games until the new year, and it's just the growing pains with the 3080s. I think we're going to see the ramp up of games again in the new year. Again, any other platform for games coming, no matter what quality, that like was said earlier with Luna, is always great. But because of the standards GFN have set throughout this whole year, they've only put in 4 games feels like a complete and utter disappointment. And it's just fun. I think it's right that Hellmonkey is bringing up about Farming Simulator. This is happening a bit too much now. I think it's I think something does need to be looked at, because this isn't the first game. It just seems to be there's something not quite right, and hopefully with these upgrades we're doing to the 3080 or pushing out to 3080s, they'll go back to the priority members. Just get these servers updated as well, just to get these games running.
Yeah, true. Anyone else?
I was say, I found it
Yes.
ironic that the deer hunting game came out as a free game on Epic Games on Thanksgiving, so people could hunt and kill things before they eat it. But aside from that, yeah, it was a weak week. But to be fair, Nvidia is really busy, like tied up with stuff right now. Their stock value is like skyrocketing these days.
Right.
They've got all their AI work that they're doing, like they've got some crazy projects going on besides just GeForce Now. I don't think that they're putting it on the back burner. I just think they're just doing a lot right now, and getting good games is not a priority over getting a good service and a good product.
True.
And I think they're working on that more than just building the library, because the library is already built. They don't need to just keep adding 10, 20 games every week. I know Holtz disagrees. It's not his library.
I thought over the months it was like, I thought games maker, it's all about the game, it's all about the quantity, and I'm like, quality of service, quality of games, and they need more for this library.
I think
I don't disagree. I'm just saying they do have a big library. To them, like, they can slow down on that for a month or two and then come back and start building it up again. Like, they don't need to be always building it up. They can focus priorities on other things. I think I personally can give them a break on that. Like, a month or two of slow games to make sure the service works, work through these issues that they're having with the frame capping, make sure the 3080 tier works right for everybody, stuff like that.
So it's interesting, like a comment that we get with our GFN Thursday news videos. It's like, is this a joke, right? Why in the world would they release something as powerful as a 3080 and give us like this simulators and childish games? I get it. They killed it. And you guys heard me say it here, October, September, with Kenna, Guardians of the Galaxy, New World, doing fire. But it's quite interesting. Like, you're releasing this beefy rig, right, with no, like, I don't know, no games following it, to showcase it off. Anyway,
I just want to go back to the games issue here. I think this show shows you every single week that everybody's game taste is completely and utterly different. The games on GFN for me are absolutely fine because they are hitting the PC market games. The best one to actually talk about, one of the games, my favorite game of the year, I'm going to put it out there, my game of the year still so far this year is Guardians of...
It's what?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm putting it out there still. I don't think that even broke 10,000 concurrents on Steam. And you've got these other games like, we'll make fun of it, Farming Simulator had over 100,000 last week on Steam. I think different places have different games to work.
Do you want to do you want to know what my game of the year is right now?
Yes.
Bright Memory Infinite. Like,
that's because it's the only one you beat.
That game is so good, so short, straight to the point. Man, it's seriously sitting up there, top there. But yeah.
What Duncan's saying, like, I get why Guardians of the Galaxy is up for multiple awards. Yeah, it may not be up for a game of the year, but it's up for multiple awards. They did a great job on that game.
It's a great game. It is a great game. Yeah. But anyone else?
I'll throw out a comment based on just the idea of releasing the 3080 and then saying, like, not releasing a game to go with it. Really, they already have so many games to go with the 3080, which is kind of the point. And they've had a lot of the big ones, like we're already talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a showcase game on the Shield TV at 4K HDR. Is a great one. But also besides that is out of the 96 free to plays now or something like that, all the competitive shooters that are in there, like CS:GO and Fortnite and many others, Apex,
yeah.
you'll now be able to jump in at 1440p 120 and
Yeah.
in game as well, not just the 1080p 60. So it bolsters the entire library. They already have so many games to showcase the 3080 that they didn't really have to do much with that.
Yeah.
It may not be impressive for console gamers, but for PC gamers, which is their target audience, I mean, you look at Rocket League, or like what Jerry said, Fortnite, and all these other games that are extremely popular on PC. They don't need a lot to run, but if you put them on something powerful, they run really, really well, and you can do really well on them. And that's the biggest thing. Like your frame rate on that matters for your performance. Like if you want to be competitive.
Yeah,
That's,
and something to remember. I know I'm one of the people that talks about it the most, but Matt, I always say I respect Ace so much for being a cloud only gamer because I just couldn't do it. But because every cloud service is just missing so many games, and that's the truth of it. There isn't a single cloud platform that has all the games I would be playing, especially since I do tend to jump into all the different exclusives on all the different platforms. But the other big thing to remember is too there aren't very many companies, except for maybe Stadia tried to be a cloud only platform.
Yeah.
They all support physical local hardware. And xCloud is for Xbox and GFN is for PC and so on and so forth, and they have not broke free to be their own platform. They support these local platforms. So the important thing is PC gamers like me who build PCs and want to play at the highest frame rates all the time are finally now getting access to a cloud service that can mimic that and give us the closest thing to our local. So it's the best thing for PC gamers, not necessarily just cloud gamers.
Yeah. So this is a week. Definitely a week. Okay. 2 weeks now. Second week. Right?
Yeah, but again, can I just going to add this comment? It's just something. A GFM week is a good week for other platforms.
No,
Yeah.
not with this title though. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm laughing now because Ben just said
This?
I'm laughing because Ben just said he's going to give a 1 to 2 month grace on GeForce now because they're focusing on quality of services. So now we're on 2 weeks to Ace. I'm seeing Ace counting to 10 weeks.
Okay, so Fate Seeker 2, like Monkey was saying, is only in Chinese. So if you really want to play that, you really can't. The Hunter, Call of the Wild, Ghost Runner, Legion's TD2. I mean, Stadia put up some pretty good games and pro games coming this week. I think tops that or rivals that.
So
there you go. It tops it or maybe rivals it, and this is just 1 week of GFN.
No, that's what I'm saying though. That's why this is a week though, right?
Like you're saying week comparatively to what GFN has done in the past, but not necessarily weak compared to everybody else. And
that too this week.
That's the problem I've been saying. We were saying this when GFN were knocking this out from the park when they're giving us 10, 15 games each week. When this slows down, we're going to be hammering them because the standards have been set up so high.
No, it's not even slowing
standards
down.
went high.
It's quality, dude. We talk about there's no quality titles out of these 5
Besides
games
old
here.
games, what quality titles could have come this week?
Back catalogs, man. We talk about this. Give me
Old
my Devil May
games?
Cry. Give me my Devil.
I
Oh,
don't
besides,
really care about
okay.
back catalog.
Tales of Arise.
EA games.
EA games. People, I mean, we get that in the comments. What the hell are the EA games?
Well, EA
Yeah.
just got fixed, so I think you'll start to see more of that. They're only about a week into that sign-in fix. Before that, there was no reason to launch another EA game whatsoever on the service, so that got halted. Like, why would they? With the sign-in issue. So they just resolved that.
Dude,
So I would expect that rolling into 2022 after the holidays, we'll start to see that
I mean,
some more. But
I
nobody's
just
working
hope
from now
so.
till January.
I thought GeForce Now was always that type of person where they released game 1, then the sequel, then the third one instead of just bundled in a week. So I was expecting where's Dead Space 2? Where's this? Where's all the back catalogs of EA games?
Yeah. Not only that, give me some Capcom games, man. Give me my Devil May Cry, give me my Resident Evil 2, 3 remake. Come on, my Square Enix games, Final Fantasy.
I've got Resident Evil 3 there on the PC, and if that actually came to GeForce Now, I'll be doing backflips because I love myself a bit of Resident Evil on the cloud.
Yeah, man.
Video evidence required.
I know they're working towards getting these games back, but it's just this is a weak week.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will say that we will remember this. We will
I'm
remember
just
this.
saying this is a weak week.
Yes.
Can we call weeks, right?
Yes,
This is a weak week.
we can call it week. But when we go onto other platforms, and I'm including Luna and Xbox in this, when they release one game, we're going to get hammered if we're going to say that's a week. As well. And I'm just saying, different games appeal to different people, and I think GFN have just set the bar so high for themselves. We can discuss what games we think are good and what games we think are bad.
Here's the thing.
To
though.
Duncan's point. To Duncan's point, there's a lot of games that excite Stadia players that come to Stadia, and I'm like, I'm not going to play that game. That looks stupid. And I'm like,
Exactly.
good for you that you enjoy them. I'm just like, personally, they don't attract me at all. So I get why a lot of people are attracted to GFN's game. It's a different target audience. Like, there's different games for different people.
True. I get that. Raise of hands, though. Like, how many people are excited about the game? How many of you guys are going to play the games in this list, though?
You can't see it, but my hands is up.
I'm going to be sticking my hand
This
up
is
here
a weak
as well.
week. Look at that. None of you guys raising.
Nope.
Are you?
Me and Hell Monkey have both.
Hell
raised their
Monkey's
hands.
not raising. Hell Monkey
He
raising.
said-
your hand?
He just said he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hands is up.
What do you play?
I did say
I will play
I'm a-
Legion TD2 at some point. And
Legion
face it.
TD.
Okay.
That's a pretty popular game.
Duncan,
Yeah.
what are you playing?
Legion TD2. I like my tower defense games.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come back, y'all. I'm gonna ask you guys
I've
if you
already-
guys
I've
play
already
some
played
Legends
Ghost Runner.
TD too.
I've already played Ghost Runner,
Everyone
but if I
has played
hadn't,
it,
I
yeah.
would play that on there. Like I would say, it's already on there on Steam. So this is just getting the Epic Games version of it for people that don't have it on Steam. Like that's fine. It's just more versions. Like I don't really count that as being an additional game or a new game. It's another storefront on there. But
Alright,
the Hunter game, I might play that one. Like I was interested in that one. I just haven't had time yet.
I guess
that
is a free game. That is free. That is a free game.
I'm
Yes, it is.
taking a picture, y'all. Every podcast, I'm gonna check if you guys have played Legions 2D2 yet. I just took a
TD2.
picture. Whatever
I mean,
it's called.
I feel like now each week now we
Well,
actually start saying like, "Where's my
That's
dog?"
yeah. I'm gonna ask you guys. We'll see if you guys play Legion 2D2. whatever it's
Here's the thing though, Ace. We've sat here before when GFN have brought 10, 12, 15 games and you've been like, nah, week. I ain't playing any of this.
But dude, they simulators though. They indie simulators, bro. Like,
And?
come on.
There's more
that was
love goes into those games than the big AAA nonsense that gets
Right.
re-released every year and fucking brought out to you the exact same as last year. Oh, but
Yo,
we changed a couple of skins.
bros, don't do it,
Oh,
man.
You're
I-
a game. You're just
It's gonna
you're a
touch the
game
nerve.
snob. Ace is a resident game snob. If it ain't AAA, don't play.
AAA or AA, guys. Come on, AA falls under that category too. Don't this is like come on, guys.
I feel like
I just want to put this point out here. No word of a lie. You can go check this out now. There is around about the same amount of people playing Legions TD as there is Guardians of the
Gosh.
Galaxy.
Okay.
Well, you
There
can't
you
mess with the
go.
PC community, man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
well,
telling you.
it's
These
not like
games
it's
speak to
console,
PC
isn't it?
gamers.
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying here. It's different. These games may not appeal to you, but some of these games which GFN bring in, week out. What was that? There was a game last week or a couple of weeks ago where it nearly had like 80,000 people playing
You
it
know
each day,
so.
and we haven't heard of it.
All right.
Was that the one that I said that was really popular on Steam? And everybody was like, "Wait, what?" And they had to check it. I don't remember which game it was, but I was like, I recognized it and I knew that it was popular.
But the problem with the PC market and what GFN's problem is, the number of games out there are just so fast and they are popular in different ways you don't actually see. And some of the games which blow up GFN get pretty quickly. What was that? The
Valheim?
Valheim
This
was
is what
one.
everyone's gonna go to. Even
Dice-
Maker, I see Maker Valheim was small indie, but so yeah.
Dyson Spear Factory. We had that car that simulator one, which I know it gets made from, was it the gas simulator or gas whatever
station simulator.
simulator?
Turnip Boy Tax Evasion.
Absolutely amazing game. If you have not
Guys,
downloaded and played
stop
that,
it,
I'm
guys.
telling
Are
you
you
that.
serious right now? Come on.
That game is
I'm just
absolutely
doing that
kidding
because I
me?
knew that he was going to say something about it if I said that. I knew he'd freak out.
Kidding me?
It's only you can complete that in the afternoon. It's 3 or 4 hours. It is absolutely brilliant. If you get past the first 5-10 minutes, you get into the humor. It is absolutely class.
No.
I'm a bit worried about these 38 tiers now with these simulator gamers, because I feel like soon they won't know what is life and what is actually gaming. They're actually going to go out and go, wow, look at this game. It looks so realistic, and they're actually playing the simulator, because these games are going to look gorgeous.
That's what we want.
If that's your type of cup of tea, but I'm like me, I need them like epic games that you see on like Microsoft or PlayStation, and I want to see all like these. And I know a lot of people call them console hitters, but I really want all these like great, amazing stories to come for GeForce Now. I don't want to just be surrounded what I call clutter or not like.
All right. I want to do a new poll. Stadia's won 49%. Basically, I want to see what y'all thought about GFN's week, man. So a new poll is coming up. I can't be the only one that thinks this is
my big issue with when we talk about
crazy.
weekly things, and I've said before, like, I can't judge anybody per week, not Stadia, not GFN. I have a lot of trouble with it because I'm always looking at the big picture, and for the whole year, GFN and xCloud are on top. If I look at the big picture for releases, for content, value, performance, that's it. If I want to look at just this week and say, yeah, GFN's got a week, if I'm not counting the 3080 launch over into the EU, then yeah. But I don't know. I just can't do the week by week thing like that. It just bothers me when I'm always looking at the big picture for what all the cloud's doing. Because then other people look at it and say, oh, look, this is a week here, and Stadia is better than GFN, where, xCloud's better than this one, and you cannot judge any service off of 1 week of performance. You just absolutely cannot.
No, but this was a week. All right, we're moving on, guys. So I would love to hear you. I set up a new poll. Let's move on. All right. So next on the list is Google Stadia, man.
Week.
What? By the way, GFN has digital gift cards. So again, good stuff. We didn't touch on that, but yeah, you can actually get some gift cards again with the holiday season coming up. If you guys want to hook some people up, they do have gift cards now. Again, good stuff. All right, so okay. All right, I will save that roadmap for the end. But let's talk about this blog post, guys. Pro Games was announced. Let me pull it out real quick. So for the Pro Games, we got Jackbox Party 8 released, right? Better start playing your game at night. Again, for Thanksgiving, I think this was a pretty decent release. 2 incredible new games are launching to Pro, they say, right? Transformer Battlegrounds is one of them. Again, if you are into like Apex Legends and stuff, this is kind of similar to that. And Wreckfest are the 2 Pro games that was announced. Let's see here. And more Pro games: Destroy All Humans, Falconeer, Warrior Edition, Foreclosed, all coming December 1st. So that
you skipped Wreckfest.
I did say Wreckfest.
I didn't hear you say that, but that's a great game. I love Wreckfest.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Xbox Cloud gaming. So I'm counting 5
that's where
games
I play it
right now. And then Farming Simulator 2022 actually did release on this platform. $60 if you were interested in that, right? So Rayman Legend also dropped for Pro members, right? So that's 6 games I'm counting for Pro.
What? No.
It's not Pro? Rayman's not
Hold
Pro?
up. The only Pro games
Rayman is Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
Pro
Take that back.
games-
Take that back. Sorry.
Transformers, Wreckfest, Destroy All Humans, Falconeer, and Foreclosed are the only Pro games.
How many is that for?
5.
5.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Like
supposed
I
to be
said,
6, but we'll not mention.
Oh yeah.
Nightmares.
Yeah. Okay. So 5 Pro games, right?
Still
But then
good,
on
though.
top of that, yeah. on top of that, though, right? We got
Farming
Farming
Sim.
Simulator 22 and then Rayman,
Yep.
all released in the same week with this announcement.
I would say, and this isn't me being like,
I'm not done, man. We got some
go
deals,
ahead, finish
bro. We got
finish
some
what you were
deals.
saying. I'll make my comment afterwards.
We got some Black Friday deals. Which I'll be honest with you, most of the games on here I already own. But again, if you need to Stadia, this is probably really good stuff for you guys. But yeah, I'm done, Ben. What do you want to say, Ben? Ace is burnt bridges with the GFN community. What?
I was gonna say that a lot of these games coming to Pro are great games. I already have them on xCloud, like most of them. Like Wreckfest, Falconeer, and Destroy All Humans are all on xCloud, and they're great. I love them. I just feel like they should have added these to Pro months ago and not now.
Oh my goodness!
But that's about it. Like they're great games. I'm
Okay.
glad that Stadians are finally going to get to play them. I just wish Stadia would have put them on there earlier, because like Falconeer is on Luna as well. Is Wreckfest on Luna too? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I think it's an Xbox Cloud game.
Yeah, I know it's xCloud. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think it's on Luna, but I know Falconeer is on Luna. But Destroy All Humans is so much fun. It's a great
It's
game.
a great game. It's a good game. But yeah, I'm gonna open this up. We'll start with Holtz, man. No, we're gonna have Holtz balance it out. We'll start with
I don't think I'll be balancing out this week
Oh,
because
shoot.
when I seen these Pro titles, I was like, I am not really liking Transformers Battlegrounds. I mean, when I saw it years ago, it was one game that I just remember seeing it, and the reviews was just so terrible. So I stayed away from it, even though I know if you're like a Transformers fan or you're a casual gamer, this is for you. But for me, as a Pro subscriber, it is not exactly what I wanted. And then the same with the Volcaneer. The game looks interesting if you're sort of like that flight type of guy, but I just get nauseated of it. So when I seen that get added to Pro, I was like, yep, another game not for me. So I feel like I was ticking the list off by saying, nope, not for me, not for me, not for me. Wreckfest is a lot of fun. I'm glad that if you are a Pro subscriber, you want that action carnage type of game, this is for you. And where Ben just said it was on xCloud or Game Pass, yeah, it could be removed from there. So if you actually want to part of your library, and you haven't played this game before, or it's a game that you want on multiple places, then definitely play it there. But I was not really interested in the Pro games. A game that I always wanted to see on Stadia was definitely Rayman Legends. I just totally love this game. I've been waiting for it for ages because I'm a big Ubi arts type of guy. And when I seen like Child of Light Come and stuff like that, I definitely need Rayman for the comedy gold this game brings. So I've only played Rayman this month, but I wouldn't sit there. If you're not a big, huge fan in this type of games, I wouldn't sit there. It'll make you want to flock to and buy the game. And then, of course, Farming Simulator 22, it's another simulator that I'm definitely not going to play. So I have to speak my mind and say this didn't really interest me.
Okay.
I love Rayman. The Rayman games are always fun, and there's like 3 of them on GFN, and there's multiples on mobile. Like they're great games. If you get a chance to play it, that's great. But it's part of Ubisoft Plus, and you've been able to play it in other places in the cloud or on mobile. So I'm not knocking Stadia. They should have these.
Stop
Again,
it,
I just feel like they should have had these. Like I feel like they're saving them up for when they're running out of things to do or add.
Okay,
Like
so
that's what it feels like to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Because all these already have licenses in the cloud. Like, why are we getting them now when other people have had them a year? It's up for a year now or 6 months now.
But the fact that we getting it, dude, should be good enough, though. Like it's
No.
five good. Okay, so 2 of these.
You're saying
games,
you're saying good enough. You're saying good enough. That's the thing. Stadia feels like it's striving to be just good enough.
They're Pro games, dude. You're not paying for these games, man.
You are.
But
You're paying $10 a month for these games.
Jeez.
But you weren't paying for you weren't paying for a GFN game last time, but that didn't count.
Wait, what?
One of the GFN games was free, completely free.
The Hunter one.
Yes,
Which one?
The Hunter.
The Hunter one on GFN
was completely
for this
free.
week. It's free on Epic Games.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, Duncan. Let's go to you here.
Stadia. I hate you have to do this in the Stadia bubble. You just play Stadia. Blah blah blah. it is a pretty decent week for Stadia if you live in the Stadia bubble and that is all you play on. You're
That's what
getting,
I'm saying. Yes.
yeah, games there which you are decent enough games, and they are fine. They are grand. Rayman, yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant old game which you can jump in and play. The music in that game is absolutely fabulous. Some of the level design of that is absolutely class. But for me personally, there's nothing there to get me really excited. To go, oh my god, I'm going to want to definitely sub to Stadia Pro this month and continue my membership there. There's nothing really standing out because of I'm in the lucky position where I am playing across all the different platforms, and I can play. I think I can play all them games bar the Transformers game on another cloud service, and that is where the finish is there for me. But overall, if you live in the Stadia bubble and that is all you play, I think it's decent enough. It's not going to draw people in, but it may keep people hooked into Stadia Pro.
All right, so
again, I think it's decent. It's decent, but it's not. Oh my god, it's going to drag people across.
No, it's not supposed to though.
But that's the problem.
They're not competing. They're not competing with the other cloud
Exactly.
services. That's what they're doing. They're mimicking instead of competing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this isn't a good week for Stadia or that these aren't good games. I'm just saying it feels like they're mimicking. Jackbox Party 8, great. Like, that's a great franchise. But you can run that on a potato. You can run that on a MacBook. You can run that on like an old MacBook. Like, you don't have to have a super powerful cloud gaming rig like Stadia to run that. Like, why are they making a big deal out of that? Like, yes, it's new. Yes, it's great. Yes, like I know people that own those, but that's a game that one person plays on one computer and everybody else plays on mobile. Like, all the people you play with are playing it on mobile.
Look at the time of release, right? Thanksgiving, party, especially like with the new feature with the. I mean, it's Google thinking about the holidays coming. This is a good party game. I actually purchased this. So
it is.
My family
it's
can
a
play
great.
for
It's
party.
a great party game. I'm just saying, like, Stadia bragged about cloud and what the cloud can do, and that doesn't really show it off. Look, Ace, I'm not saying it's not good.
Okay.
I'm not saying this isn't a good week for Stadia. I'm just
let
holding them accountable to
hold
where
on.
they could be, where they should be.
Let me make this argument, right? So GFN just released a 3080 tier, calling it the most powerful rig in the cloud. And then we get these 5 games they released, and you giving Stadia crap for getting 5 pro games plus all of these other games, dude. Like,
the games that GFN are releasing now are not for the 3080. They already have the games for
no.
They have games to keep people busy on the 3080.
Guys.
What I'm saying is, from a business standpoint, this doesn't look that great for Stadia.
Why not?
Because they're just copying what other people are doing. They're taking games that are already agreed to be on the cloud, and they're not pushing the boundaries.
I've got to step in here. I've got to step in here. They're not copying. They're only 2 years old. They're building up a library.
Thank you.
I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna like be a Stadia defender here.
Thank you.
Yes, the games are coming. Yes, they're already on another service, but these services that come before xCloud and GFN have been in the works. Xbox have been around so much longer. GFN's been around so much longer. They're all catering to a different market. They can't just say things like that.
What about Luna? Like, a lot of these games have been on Luna for 6 months that they've been at.
And who's playing Luna? Like 10 people in America are playing Luna right now.
That's not the point. The point is they're getting these games, and Stadia's getting them after.
Counterintuitive.
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask one question here.
Go.
Who is Stadia catering for?
They're not catering to a hardened gamer. They're not catering to a mobile gamer. They're coming in right in between. And honestly, I still think they're trying to find exactly who they're catering for.
Again, they're 2 years old, girl. They're 2 years old.
2 years old. Xbox had their identity. where they were
How
going.
did that work out for
So
them? Though?
here's the thing, though. When
Wait,
Xbox
hold up.
was
How
when
did that work
Xbox
out
was
for
2
them, though?
years old, they didn't have as much competition. 20 years
And-
ago, there was
what you
nowhere near
need-
the same competition.
I know exactly, and that is the point. They're coming into this. There is a hell of a lot of competition, and they haven't got their market nailed. They do not know who they are catering for.
They don't have the luxury of waiting. They have to have a business plan.
Guys, no. They do have the luxury of waiting.
They're not a kid. They're owned by Google.
I know, dude, but
They may be
cloud
2 years
gaming-
old. That doesn't mean they need to think like a 2-year-old.
Look, cloud gaming is still in its infant stage, bro. Like they don't have to figure this stuff out today. They
don't have to
time.
figure it out now, but they need to actually show what they're going to be doing because gaming moves so fast. We can see this every single week. People get bought up, and these games are going to be going onto an exclusive service down the line in other cloud services. We're seeing that day by day. Just you watch the news every single week, there is some sort of acquisition, and we all know what it's going to be coming down to, and it is going to be content. And we see PlayStation buying
that's
people.
content, isn't it? 5 games, 6 games plus. That's content for a certain gamer.
A certain
It
gamer,
is
yes.
content.
I always thought all of the year, all I ever heard was content is king. It's padding the library out and it's adding to cater for different audience.
Five games catching up, which are already on other services.
Maybe it'll bring, I don't know, but people that want to own the game are new to it or they actually like these type of games. For me, I'm personally interested, but I just always thought the messaging of a lot of people was content is king, pad the library out, and that's what they're clearly doing.
I'm not saying that's not good content. I said it's good content. I just the way the timing of these don't add up from a business perspective for me.
So
GTP.
Here's
I'm going to call him GTP
Yes.
real quick. Go ahead.
Wait,
man.
I know what's about to
I
happen.
see you over there. Go ahead.
Oh my god, man. So here's the deal. We already know the situation with Stadia. We know they don't know their identity yet. We know they don't clearly have their market figured out yet. And we also know that 2022 is going to be a big year to kind of show the direction of if there's a direction for Stadia and if there is, what that is, right? So we're kind of in treading water mode right now. We're not sitting here. We're not going to know what Stadia is up to yet. I will say that if I'm in the Stadia ecosystem, if that's my platform, this is the kind of blog post I personally want to see more often. Because I think it does bring some strong titles, even though they're older titles. You guys know I get nostalgic. Rayman Legends, let's date that. I played that back on my Wii U when it came out. It's a big game that's been around forever, but everybody still loves it. And if you're a subscriber for $10 to Stadia Pro and you haven't played Wreckfest, The Falconeer, or Destroy All Humans, those are 3 games I can tell you won't be disappointed. So for me personally, is it anything I need? No. There's nothing here that I haven't already played or isn't available elsewhere or whatever the case. And there's all kind of arguments we can make about where Stadia is at right now. In my opinion, they're not in a great place. But as far as this blog and as far as these pro games for where we're at right now and going into the end of the year, I think it's solid enough, honestly, for Stadia gamers.
Okay, fair enough.
Come on, Ace, you got to be surprised by that a little bit. I didn't
Yeah,
tell you, but come on
good.
now.
That was good.
Come
I'm
on
not
now.
gonna lie. that was good.
I know you were
That was
scared to
good.
say GTP after all that stuff, but honestly,
It's a good
you
balance.
know,
It's a good
issues
balance,
aside,
yeah.
I think if you're a Stadia gamer, it's fairly solid. I'll just say
It's
that.
solid. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's what I said as well. To be fair, I did say.
I did too. I just said from a business perspective, it doesn't look
Ace.
good.
Ben didn't.
But it
know.
is a good week. I said Stadia had a good week. The problem is these games are in other places. That's all I said.
But that's
I didn't
okay,
say they had a
though.
bad week.
That's okay.
I have a
okay.
question then. I have a
But-
very,
Go,
I was
I
going
have
to say,
a
but
very
that's not.
probing.
go,
on, Duncan.
Duncan. Go ahead. All right, Monkey. Go ahead.
My probing question to Ben, since this is business related, what should Stadia have this week then? If those games are everywhere else, what should they have, since you seem to know the business and where they should go?
I'm just saying they need to pay attention more to the competition. Like it feels like they're looking at other people's catalogs 6 months later. Like
Okay,
they're not
okay.
they're
That's
they're
fair.
not keeping up with the trends. Like they're a gaming company. Like I know everybody's saying no, they're Google and they're a child company, but so is Xbox is a child company of Microsoft. Luna is a child company of Amazon. GeForce Now, it's a chipset. Like they make graphics cards. Like they're not even a gaming company. Like they make graphics cards. Yes, they're a gaming company, but they don't make the games. Like that, it's still their business to figure out what they're doing. You can't come into a world with this much competition and not have a solid business plan and follow it consistently and let your users know where you're going to keep them there. Because what's to keep them there if they don't know why they should stay there, other than the fact that they like it?
Yeah, and why shouldn't they stay if they like it? But I'll also ask this question. Are we ever so hard on any other platform when they bring games that Stadia has, or if Luna brings a game that xCloud already has? Never
We
ever.
just spent a while arguing about whether GFN had a weak week or not, and even put up a poll that seems to be saying yes, they had a weak week.
They had a very weak current.
But no, we talk about that stuff. We argue about that. We bashed GFN recently because of the frame rate issues. Like we're not just bashing Stadia. Like we're doing it evenly. We're holding them accountable to what they should be doing.
I bash GeForce now quite a lot.
Yeah, Holt says it all the time.
All the time, because I'm a selfish gamer. That's exactly what I am. So I bash it. I feel like I bash it all the time. But I know overall it's got some great games for the types of gamers that play.
I think Stadia's biggest issue is because they had the biggest potential right there, and that is why some of us
Do they have the biggest potential though?
They did,
because Google because Google have zero history in the gaming industry.
They talked a good game to start off with. And I think that's what got most of us really, really excited. And then reality kicked in. And it just seems to have been half-hearted with a lot of this stuff. Half-hearted into state share, half-hearted into all this. It doesn't seem to be a complete buy-in from Google.
Yeah,
and it is showing. And it's just frustrating.
So again, though, it comes down, and this is just thinking, lately I've been processing about cloud gaming, right? But Monkey was just talking about experience, right? Maybe they had a good plan, a good vision, but maybe they lack the experience to take the platform where it needs to go. And again, being
Bill Harrison, how many years?
He has plenty of experience,
but
the other thing is,
it's not just Phil Harrison. I mean, you can sit here and say Phil Spencer has experience too, but you need a whole group to be committed. Phil's one guy cannot, he
had a group that was committed and he got rid of them.
No,
you don't know that though. You don't know that. Some people might have left.
Google are not committed. I think it is clear today as death that Google are not fully on board with Stadia. They are not getting the money they need to bring all the games that are needed to the platform. And it is just frustrating to see. I think that the people at Stadia are doing the best they can with the resources they have got. They need more resource there. And just to get people excited and get people buzzing and get people going. That event last week, the 20th,
the 19th, their birthday,
the 2-year 20th Xbox in there, the 2-year anniversary, things like that. They need to be doing that more on a consistent basis. Get people excited, and get
that should be a monthly thing, not an annual thing. Like that should be like a monthly or quarterly thing at most. But
so
what I was going to say,
quarterly? Sorry,
like community game nights, like building the community up, like getting people hyped and buzzed, like what they were doing with Grace playing with people. That shouldn't be an annual celebration thing. That should be a regular thing.
All right, so I'm gonna drop the mic here. So again, Google is new to gaming.
No, they're not.
Hold on.
They have the Google Play Store. They know what people like.
Stop it.
Don't bash it. Don't bash it.
Okay,
they make a shit ton of money.
Hold up.
They make so much money on gaming.
Hold up. So Google is new to gaming, right? And we give them a lot of ish. We have a company like Amazon who's new to gaming, and these guys haven't even done anything. Like literally nothing. They're still in beta. They've been out for whole year, and if we should be giving any company some flack, they should be getting a lot of heat because they also new to gaming. But going back to the last podcast, like I stated, this is still very new to all of these guys. Even Xbox, they have experience in gaming, but cloud gaming is still new to them. So they still new to this space. It's like if Xbox came into mobile gaming, right? It's still a new territory to them, right? So again, we just need I feel like we're harping too hard on Stadia. I mean, just this post alone, this is quite decent. And to say like, I mean, it's subjective. I know people have the opinion, but again, like I said last week, I was one of the guys saying push, push, push. But I think, just need to realize this is still all too early. And we're I think being too hard on these guys.
So the saying "I'm new" thing only works for so long. That's like being at a new job and saying "I'm still new" and I've been here for 2
So
years.
does the beta tag.
Like, yeah, I know. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be starting to give Luna crap. Like at this point, they've had a year. They should start moving. We have something coming in a week. We don't know what, but we're gonna find out soon. Or 2 weeks. Sorry. What I was gonna say with the being new, like. Netflix was new to streaming. They were the first. Did they sit on it and do nothing? No, they're still the king of streaming, even though there's other streaming services, because they pushed and they figured out what people wanted and they did it.
Like and they lost a hell of a lot of money in the process.
You have to do that.
You have to spend money to make money. Like when you're in tech
and what
when you're in entertainment, it's what you have to.
That's the
risk. Take a risk. You take a risk.
That is the risk.
Let me ask this:
when has Google ever took a risk?
Hold up. How long has Netflix been around though?
Netflix, the company, or Netflix streaming?
Streaming
came out in like what 2009-ish.
Okay, and we're in 2022. This is Stadia's second year, guys, and we're counting them dead. Netflix didn't figure this out.
I'm not counting them dead. I'm just saying they need to move. They need to do stuff.
I take that back. Not counting them dead, but we're expecting so much in the second year. Netflix,
they bragged about it at GDC. They said they were going to be huge, and we're still waiting for it.
Okay, we got to move on. But all I'm saying is that this is still new to all of these guys, and I think we're being too hard.
You might not be able to be the best and the biggest in cloud gaming now, but it's one of these awful cliches which come about in sports. But you can lose it right now if you do not make the right steps. And
that's what I'm saying.
Some of the steps that Stadia has been making has completely and utterly tarnished its name beyond belief, and it will take years upon years for that name to be cleared up. And that is the uphill battle they are going to be facing. And if you want any examples in gaming, I can give you Xbox.
Xbox is a prime example of this. They had to work their butt off to get their reputation back because they destroyed it in the first 2 years.
Exactly.
It's not saying that Stadia can't do that, but Stadia needs to start working hard now. Like they can't. They don't need to.
No, that's why I disagree. They don't need to start working hard now. They have time, dudes. Guys.
When Xbox messed up their reputation with that awful launch of the Xbox One, they had to start working from day one to get that back. And it took them the whole generation for them to get that back, to get them into the position where they are now. Even if Stadia turns the ship around right now, which we all want to see, they come out and they're going to become a first party. That is still going to be years down the line.
It's not an instant thing. It takes a lot of work though, and they're not showing that work.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. They're not showing us that work. But you don't know what they do in the background, my dude.
I check the job listings every day.
Duncan.
No. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay,
here.
Go ahead.
Compared to the competition, they are lagging behind, and that includes Luna. That includes Xbox. They are hiring like. They are on a big, massive hiring spree at this moment in time, and Stadia is just churning the same jobs over and over and over again. The other people seem a lot more committed to this down the line. And when you go into the Stadia job listings, one thing which shines a clear and total light is they are definitely pushing the white labeling element of
We've
the,
only seen one company do it, dude. We don't
Yeah.
know for
He's,
sure.
he's
if
talking
they've
about the job
pushed-
listings, like the
But
type of
it's-
hiring they're doing shows that that's what
Okay,
their priority
okay.
is. That's what
Yeah.
he's saying.
Yes,
Okay.
they are still talking about Stadia, the platform, but the white labeling is clear as day. The other companies, from what I have been seeing, are not doing that. And you can see, go back a couple of months when AT&T actually announced that they were partnering with Stadia in the white labeling thing. The Stadia people out there on Twitter were out there celebrating that. I don't think if Xbox was doing something or Amazon Luna people were doing that, I would be raising the same questions. Where is their priorities?
All right, let's move on. We Dag didn't think would Spanish was time here. All right, so let's. I do want to move on to the roadmap, and this kind of ties into good input. I know that got a little intense.
The good
but
news is we don't have a lot to talk about Xbox this week. That
that's
there's basically
true.
nothing.
That's
So,
true. So
it's not like there's a big worry on that.
yeah. Let me pull this up real quick. But yeah, so we got a little mini roadmap from Google Stadia where they talked about getting more games. They give us like a little breakdown of the amount of games that they got this year. Where in the flying sauce is that? Having a hard time finding that link. Give me a sec. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, so again, low roadmap, and they talk about trying to just make sure. All right, what's next for Stadia, right? They talked about continuing feature experiments with the goal of making it easier for players to get into games and try Stadia for themselves. We're still learning, and they're still learning from the community about this, right? So continue feature experiment to make the goal easy for players to get into games and try Stadia for themselves, right? So that's the first thing that they want to do with this platform moving forward. They want to expand category of games, game content, not just more games overall, but new type of games. They said we've heard players ask for including genres like online action games, open world titles, and free game trials and demos. And then bring Stadia to more devices, making it easy to access, purchase, and play games by yourself or with friends. Right. So again, mini roadmap. What are your thoughts about that?
I personally didn't think it was something that I was expected to see. In my mind, I was thinking like the roadmap would be something like mentioning comments about developers, like, and hinting at their projects that are coming to Stadia. Like, for example, saying Gearbox Software was such a great developer to have on board for Borderlands at Stadia launch, and we're excited to see what they bring next to Stadia, or possibly hinting at Tiny Tina Adventure, or like Milestone hinting at Monster Energy Supercross, or Square Enix hinting at possible games in partnership coming down the line, like Triangle Strategy and Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy. Plus, when they actually, I was expecting this roadmap by the end of the year that they would actually hurry up and announce the LG 2021 device. I wanted to see if the native app actually supported what resolution, what frames, and if they actually had any messaging by saying, okay, we'll ignore that device because in next year, the start of CES is happening on the 5th of January. So I wanted them to hint like saying, oh, and you'll see us with our partnerships of devices and developers at CES. That's what kind of roadmap I was expecting in my mind.
That would have been important, especially with CES around the corner.
Okay.
And it didn't happen. So to me, reading them, I was like, okay, it's great that you're praising the past things to do, but I wanted them to bring the past and then focus on hinting what the future is going with developers and the tech by sort of hinting at LG coming to future 2020 tellies, coming to the blah, 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 blah. That's well.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Anyone
so-
else?
what
ahead.
Holtz is hitting on is like what you just read there is not a roadmap. That's a general statement from a business as to where they want to see the future go, and that's fine, but that's not a roadmap. Roadmap is more what Holtz is talking about with an actual laid out plan, maybe some dates, some things of what you're expecting for releases, for features, games, where you want your app, that type of thing. That would have been a real roadmap.
A
Something I would
roadmap
like
is
to
what
see.
they did. A roadmap was what they did in 2020 for 2021 or 2019.
And
Okay.
Like they did roadmaps.
Yeah, and that's been one of my complaints this year. While I've seen some good things done by Stadia this year, like the roadmaps, the communications, and things have fell short. I like seeing the statement that they are wanting. I like seeing anything that speaks of the future of Stadia, right? Especially coming from Google or anybody. So for me, that statement alone is again a positive because they're at least acknowledging the future of Stadia. I think next year is still going to be very low on games and things that we see as we learn where they're headed. And then if they figure out their direction, we'll see maybe a huge ramp up for 2023 when cloud's supposed to really start gaining traction. So I agree with you, Ace, what you were saying earlier, and I didn't want to jump in because everyone was
No, you're
having
good,
such a good
yeah.
conversation. But I agree with you that Stadia has time, Luna has time, xCloud has time. And when it comes to cloud gaming, everybody's got to be really patient because we're really taking off and we don't know where all these companies are going to go. We expect xCloud to boom because it's Xbox, right? But we don't know everything that's going to happen. And look, if PlayStation and Nintendo and Xbox, if everyone can come back from their big missteps and ticking off their bases, Stadia can too. It's a matter of whether or not Google's committed, and that's what we're waiting to see. So the statement was nice, but I didn't really see it as a roadmap, but still a positive move. I'm just waiting for 2022 to see if Google's going to start showing us more where Stadia is headed.
Right. Good point. Anyone else?
Yeah, you're going to stop interrupting me tonight, please.
I talked first and you jumped into me. It's just a lag in this stupid thing.
Go ahead, Bucky.
So I'm in agreement with Jerry, and I think we spoke about this a few episodes now. When Rock was here for a time, and I was agreeing with Rock. I think Stadia sort of told us 200 games this year. That's been completed already, so I think anything from here is an extra. I think we need to wait until the new year. And yeah, like everyone else, I want to see this is what we're going to do. This is the people we're working with. These are the devices, like the TVs. New mobile phones are going to start coming out again. The pluses and the ultras is going to start coming out after Christmas. So yeah, I want to see things like that. But if the past is anything to go by with Stadia, we won't be told until it's here. They don't like to sort of overpromise and underdeliver because they got stung for that in the first place.
Right.
So
they
for
need
the
to come
previous year,
somewhere in the middle. So they do. They need to come. They need to meet a nice middle ground with that. Because if they come out in the new year and say you are going to get, X, Y, and Z by this time, that time, and it doesn't happen, we're going to come on here and complain because it hasn't happened, and then and the cycle will just continue over. So they need to be very strategic with what they say, when it's going to come, and make sure they do make the timelines that they say. Otherwise, they're already treading thin
We're gonna
water.
give them crap. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't look good.
I would rather give them crap for them not meeting their goals, because if you don't have goals, then you don't have dreams and you don't have somewhere where you're going. If they give me a goal and they don't hit it in time, at least it shows that they're trying. If they don't say anything and we have no idea where they're going, if they succeed, great. But if they fail, they just disappear. Like there's no, like, it doesn't, like they need to tell us like where they want to be.
They don't need to tell us. It would be nice if they do. But
like
realistically,
they need to
speaking,
set those goals and expectations for themselves more than anything. Because last year, so like this year, they told us they were going to have Android TV app by the end of the first half of the year. We had that to look forward to. They said 200 games. They said what else did they say? They said a couple of features that they targeted, and they gave us timelines on all those things. And did they hit pretty much all of them? So it's not like they can't do it.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're afraid to do it. Well, if they
I
are,
think we'll
like,
get
I don't
that
know,
kind of roadmap come February, March.
Yeah, that's when they normally do that.
Yeah.
That's when we see that from them. Yeah. But
Right.
hey, go ahead, Duncan. I know you want.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I will give my two-piece here, and it's good that they've actually communicated something. I think it was like Jerry was saying, a whole lot of nothing, basically, and they've just announced more Ubisoft games coming. I just found the language a bit interesting. We've been asking for more. What was it? Including genres like online action games and open world titles. I think Stadia has an abundance of open world titles, if we're going to be honest with it. So I think they just announced more Ubisoft games coming to the platform. I am wanting in the new year. I want some sort of roadmap, and roadmaps are important. It gets everybody excited and creates a bit of buzz. If they come out and do, shall we say, the dreaded words of a Stadia Connect or something, just to give us something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I do not. I have said this, and people don't believe this when I say this because it seems to have been morphed. Give me games, give me rough time scales. If let's just say Tiny Tina is coming to Stadia, but it is coming late, just say Tiny Tina is coming first half of 2022 or the second half of 2022, because you can get away with that as long as it is.
They did that with several games. They did that with Destroy All Humans. They did that with Dirt 5. They did that with
back
Mafia.
in the days, right?
They told us all those games were coming without having a date.
Yeah,
and they were later than any of those others, but at least they came and they told us they were coming, and they kept that promise. That's better than not saying anything.
I'm not having this because you guys absolutely slaughtered these games for coming late.
No,
for not being at the same time. No, you did. You did.
No. I have been. The only games which I think need to be down date, and you can go back. The receipts are here, Hellmonkey. If you want to go and look at the receipts are here. For me, saying receipts, yes, because I know you love that talk. The receipts are on here. The only games which I think need to be down date are the yearly sports titles and the big yearly games, if they got Call of Duty and things like that. So, the single player sort of games are not as much of a worry coming down date. It is when there is the unnecessary not talking about the games coming and creating that bit of, is the game coming or is that game coming, like NBA and that sort of hassle. So it's just communication. Just tell us the games were coming. And I actually was on this when Outriders was announced as coming to Stadia, but late. I was saying I'm fine with that, and as long as it was announced.
So I mean, for at least for the very least, at least tell Holt so he knows where to pre-order things from. Because we know he pre-orders everything.
So roadmaps.
I shouldn't be persecuted for it. I'm a gamer who likes to pre-order. I like to buy me gift cards, just like T-Force now is doing gift cards. I'm the type of gamer that gets me gift cards, stacks them up, pre-orders my game.
Yeah.
That's the type of game I am.
So Duncan, I agree with you. Roadmaps are important. You know, the argument that some people make is like, where is Sony? Where's Microsoft? They're not making any roadmaps. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to E3, they are, because those shows show you what's coming this fall. Those shows show you exclusives and stuff that they have coming. So Google's not doing their Stadia Connects anymore, and that was kind of like a roadmap. So they're not going to.
It's been over a year since they've done one.
Yeah, so if they're not going to do that, then at least give us like a written statement of, you know, this is what's coming. But I would love for them to just go back to having the Stadia Connect. I know, again, we gave them a hard time because, again, they overhyped and under-delivered. But that's, I would say, one of the best ways to go about showcasing what's coming next for your platform.
Just was one tiny thing. I think we've basically skipped over this. I think they need to be praised for they've been announcing games coming to the platform, like in that World War C and that 9 to 5, which is getting a big of a push.
Life is Strange remastered.
Yeah, we do have games coming there, and it's absolutely great.
This is bad.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at there.
This is bad.
Here's the thing as well. They have done well in getting some yearly titles. FIFA, Madden, two fantastic games. Resident Evil was there. Life is Strange was there. They can't get everything the same way as Xbox doesn't have everything. PlayStation doesn't have everything. And I completely agree. We need to see a good sort of roadmap. A Connect of some sort would be great. Maybe they just need to balance it out a bit better than the last one was. But in terms of, sort of trying to compare to Xbox and PlayStation, well, you just expect all games to go there because of the position they're in.
Mm-hmm.
They've had all the years of experience. You don't expect, other than their exclusives, you don't expect games not to go there unless it's a PC only game. But then we're entering a completely different realm again. So, yeah, they can do better, but I just feel we've been unnecessarily harsh
We have. So
for a wee bit.
if you want to make a comparison, right? Compare Google Stadia to OnLive. I know we keep bringing OnLive in here, but like look at OnLive's 2 years and look at Google Stadia's 2 years. And realistically speaking, they're new. It's gonna take time, right? They're not gonna figure this overnight. And I'm just gonna end with this statement. If we're this harsh with them, I think we should be pointing the same fingers at Amazon Luna, because that, like, they should not be getting the pass with how slow they're going, and they're new to this as well. That's what I'm telling you guys. This is slow. It's gonna take time, but I feel like give them time. They're gonna figure this stuff out. Anyway,
How dare you bring on live into this?
I'm just surprised
knew
someone
that would
other than
get you.
Duncan mentioned it.
I knew that would get. Anywho, let's just round up some
it's exactly
Xbox
the same,
Cloud
by the
game
way.
stuff. Yeah. Oh, you mean? Oh, jeez.
I could do a big thing on it. The comparisons are nearly exactly the same. I'm just putting it out there.
I didn't follow its the life and death of it, so but you would probably know. But yeah, hold on, where am I? So Xbox Cloud Gaming, we got some games. I'm actually trying to pull this up right now. Oh, there we go. Took a minute. But we got you have to let me know about this GTP, the deer simulator finally released. I know I saw her capture a few downloading it or playing it. And we got more to show. We got Before We Leave and Undungeon, it looks like. Those, I would say, are an X1, but I think that's an older game. But those four, let's just focus on those. And if you guys play those on xCloud, if so, how was the experience? I'm just going to open it up. Anyone can jump in.
I want to try that deer simulator. It looks hilarious. I've just been too busy with Halo and Forza and Guardians to do anything else right now.
Yeah, true.
But it looks
Anyone else?
hilarious.
Deer Simulator is the reason
yeah.
why I like xCloud on console now, because I was getting ready to play some Halo and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just click the Play Now button and load up Deer Simulator, because I played Goat Simulator for quite a few hours back in the day, just every now and then for some dumb mind-numbing stuff. Deer Simulator is not as good as Goat Simulator, but you can, like, his head is like the webbing of Spider-Man. So if you hit your left button, his head goes and grabs a tree or whatever, and you like, it's ridiculous. You can replace your antlers with guns, and then the cops will come after you if you kill humans, but the cops are all herds of sheep. And it's just it's ridiculous. After about 30 minutes and about 3 achievements, I dipped out and I was done with it. I probably will never play Deer Simulator again. But the point of that is I love this integration of the Game Pass and xCloud into the consoles, because while I'm sitting there doing other things or updating Halo or doing whatever I'm doing, I just like jumped in and try some stuff out, and it's working really well. Like, since they've released it for everybody, it's just working really, really well. And I know somebody asked about the 4K upscaling earlier. Like, if you're on your Xbox and you play xCloud, will it upscale? Well, here's the thing. xCloud itself doesn't have any upscaling features, but every Xbox outputs at 4K, upscaled if the content isn't upscaled. So you're always getting some kind of upscaling between your console and your 4K TV that's always going to look a little bit better than if you're just playing on 1080 or whatever being the point. But yeah, but Deer Simulator, I don't really recommend a ton of time in that game. But if you want to grab some easy achievements, jump in and fling around like Spider-Man and have a little fun. But the whole xCloud thing is really awesome on the console.
That's cool, man.
It really is. I would say be careful though, because if you're trying to play it while you're waiting to download a game, it'll pause the download while you're doing xCloud.
Oh,
It won't download and play at the same time. Like
didn't know
I
that.
was trying to update Halo and play something in the cloud, and it paused Halo, and I went back and it said you even get a notice that says can't download games while playing in the cloud. But
Oh,
that's the only downside to cloud on the console is if you're trying to update things and play while you're waiting, which is kind of what they pitched. Like that doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
interesting. I didn't know that because I was playing on one Xbox and downloading the update on another. So I hadn't had that pop up. And like you said, that
Yeah.
is something that they advertise is doing both at the same time. So I'll be interested to see how they go.
It could
with
come
that.
later. It's just right now it's not. You can't do both at the same time.
They really need to fix that. That is a huge hurdle.
I agree.
there.
Yeah, because I can stream
I
my
don't like that.
console
That's why
and
I'm bringing it
download.
up so people can know.
Go ahead, GTP. What do you
No,
say?
yeah, because you can stream, like, you know how you can do game streaming from your console to your phone or your PC or whatever? I can do that and download at the same time. So I would think they could pull off your console not even doing the streaming, like getting it from xCloud and also downloading. But maybe they're doing some experimentation with people's, like, how the experience is because they're afraid to eat that bandwidth up. They just
That's
need
what I
to.
was gonna
What
say.
happens when you stream your console is it cuts your download into about 50%. Like they cut down that bandwidth of the download and give you the streaming. That's all they have to do with xCloud. So I would imagine they'll fix that up.
Here's
And
the
here's
thing,
me.
though. Sorry, carry on, Holmes.
And there's me. Don't market features that you can't deliver on. You know what I mean? Just keep it in beta. You shouldn't be giving me this option.
It's still
you know,
beta.
with the marketing to say, even with the marketing by saying, play while you download. I don't like that access. Or that now we got queues in Xbox. I don't like this. I don't like at this moment where it is at the moment. I understand it's beta. I know it's going to get better, but at the moment it does seem a little bit off. And I hope this doesn't affect me when Halo campaign comes out, because
I'm kind of mad about it too, Holtz, but I think it's growing pains. I can be mad about it and still say it's growing pains.
So I'm going to touch on something here. Xbox streaming on the console, I think there's some magic sauce going on there. Some of them games are playing absolutely phenomenal for me. We like comparing different platforms. It is, for me, some of the games are on, I'm still on just priority tail with GFN. It's on priority level GFN. It's on Stadia level when I'm playing on my console. It is absolutely brilliant. Not all the games, and that's part of xCloud's inconsistencies, which they do need to work on. And secondly, I touched on this earlier, I actually queued when I was away from home over the last week, and I queued for 5 minutes to get onto it, which is actually showing the popularity of xCloud, which I think there shouldn't be queues, but unfortunately there are queues. And if people do remember, there have been queues on Stadia as well for like a couple of hours. And they have it built into their messaging system as well. And that's when Cyberpunk launched on Stadia. People were getting queue warnings there, but that has never appeared again. So that is going to be a downside for cloud gaming going forward. We may get queues. Again, it wasn't actually 5 minutes I waited. It was only a couple of minutes, but there was a queue.
Well, it's better that they hit these targets so they know where they're actually going to expand to in the future. So, this is all testing for them. So it'd be great to see if they can hit millions of users at one time. That'll be great in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for bringing that up, Duncan. What's in the show notes, but yeah, there are queues, and it's good to know if you guys do experience that, what's actually going on with the queues. But yeah, most cloud game services do tend to get those every once in a while. So yeah, good stuff. But we should wrap this up, man. We are actually over time, but man, what a discussion. And I think it's good. No yes men here. If people have opinions, I think, this is a good place to just air it out and let's have that conversation and discussion piece. So good stuff. But just want to give members a chance to plug the channel, let them know what they do and where you can find them. So to get started, Ben, what do you do, sir? Where can people find you?
They can find me at Cloud Trippin Entertainment on Twitch and on TikTok. I'm also on Twitter as well. I haven't done much in the last week or two. I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I'll jump back in probably after the holidays. But just taking a little bit of break on that for now.
Cool. Good to have you in here, Ben. How about you, Duncan? What do you do? Where can people find you?
Cloudy with Games, we are doing our nomination special for the Cloud Gaming Awards tomorrow, so you can find out who all has been nominated. It is going to be fun. There has been some interesting voting in it. I'm going to say that some games which have been voted for into the top 5. I don't agree with, but we are going with our judging panel. So there we go. So some interesting choices, and I think some people might be interested in the rest of the nominations as well. So
And
that's 8 o'clock tomorrow. So that's 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific.
Where do people go to vote?
They go to the website that will be cloudy.games, and that will be live tomorrow after the show. And it's going to be fun.
Awesome. That's you guys definitely make sure you go and vote. Yeah, we'll try to push that. Send us that link. We'll tweet it out too. GTP, what do you do, sir? Where can people find you?
Yeah, just search for Game Tech Planet on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. I do as much content variety as I can for cloud console and PC. It's been really slow the past week or so with the holiday and Halo. I literally have made only a couple of videos. I do have a Hitman 3 video going up tonight. It's 4K 60 on the Shield TV Pro for the 3080. It played really well, so that's going up, but that's about it. But yeah, you can find me all over.
Cool. Good stuff. And Holt, what do you do, sir? Where can
I was going to quickly say the best part of this panel was hearing Duncan say he doesn't agree with the voted games, because that means that could be my game winning. I have to tune in. I'm like, success! It represents the cloud. But yeah, you can find me. Agree, disagree, comment, share, or you want to send me something funny relating to cloud, please send it on Holt86 on Twitter, or follow me on TikTok if you want to see me do some funny content on the same name, Holt86.
Nice. Good to have you on, Holt. Monkey, do you have anything you want to add, plug?
Just the usual coming from us in the coming weeks, and just thanks very much for everyone that tunes in. It makes it all worthwhile, and yeah.
Cool. Good to have you back, and good to have you creating content again, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. All right, fellas, appreciate you guys. Again, we'll be back here next Saturday, same time, 2 p.m. We do have the Let's Chat as well. Wednesdays at 12 PST. So if you guys have any cloud gaming questions that wasn't answered here, come there. And it's an open chat. We can answer those questions there. But yeah, I see something in the private chat. GTP, did you see that? Did you want to talk about that, or are we good to wrap?
No, we're good right now. We're good.
Okay, cool. All right, fellas, appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys next time. Till next time, fellas. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.